Hey everybody, welcome back to another lesson with 101 Guitar Lessons. My name is Lauren. Thanks so much for joining me today. We are going to be talking about metronomes and how to use them for practice to improve your timing, whether it be strumming chords in your rhythm or single note playing for scales and improvising. Before we get into it, I just want to take a second to say thanks again, and remember to press subscribe and like and share the videos. Every little bit of your support really does help. Really appreciate it. We have several lessons coming out every single week, so make sure you don't miss them by subscribing to the channel. Let's jump into it. So, metronomes. Well, I've got one with me. It's a digital metronome. A lot of people, when they think of metronomes, they think of those metronomes that sit on top of pianos that just go tick, 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 tick. And it's very similar. But this is a digital version of it. You don't need a metronome itself. You can get an app on your phone. It does the exact same thing. All it is basically a digital click that's keeping you in time and reminds you of where the beat is. So we're going to talk about kind of how to use it. Right now it's on 80 beats per minute. This is a digital one. If you look in the links down below, I'll leave a link if you want to pick one of these up. It's good to have. Okay, clickety clickety. You'll notice that on this particular one, it's got a high pitch beep for the 1, and then the rest will go on the 4. And you can change the time and the tempo, and you can tap in the tempo. You can do 3/4 time. You can do a bunch of different things. But regardless, let's just keep it simple for today. 4/4 time. How you count time is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's a simple count for time, okay? And we're going to practice strumming, let's say, just a G major chord. So I'm going to put this on to 80 beats. Okay, you can see that. Nice and close, hopefully. I'm just going to put it on my lap for now. And I'm going to strum a G major chord. Now, you hear that high-pitched 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, it's common practice to say and to keep the timing in between each of those pulses. So you're breaking it up instead of quarter notes into eighth notes. Watch this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so that's a very basic way of doing it. Now, that's keeping time, reminding me where the timing is, and I'm trying to play quietly so you can still hear the click. But when I'm playing it to practice my rhythm, okay, I'll actually treat my arm like a metronome, and when I'm strumming for very simple rhythms, I'll be down on the downbeat on the clicks and up on the ands in between. I'll show you what that looks like. And 3 and 4 and 1. All right, and I'll practice different variations of that type of rhythm where I'll omit certain strumming. For example, I'll just strum 1 and 3 and I'll take out 2 and 4 and I won't strum. I'll keep moving my arm in time with it though, but I'll just go ahead and play along with it. 1 and 3 and. Listen to this. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3. Oh, sorry, I was playing an E now. Let me go back to the G. 1 and 2. Now, it's a great thing to use a metronome when you're practicing more than just one chord. And, the step up would be practicing a song, okay? So let's say that I have a song that's G, D, and C, 1 bar each. And I'm going to keep that same rhythm pattern of 1 and 3 and for each of the bars, okay? So this would look and sound like this. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now notice the mechanics of my movement, my right arm, are keeping that beat, so it's keeping me steady. Now if I'm having trouble switching between, let's say, the G and the D, then I'm gonna not be on time in terms of the strum. Like, I'm not gonna get my fingers in place, but I'm gonna keep the strum constant. So it's gonna force my left hand to catch up with it, and it'll look and sound like this. 3 and 4 and. So you hear finger eventually caught up with it, but my rhythm stayed constant. So that keeps the momentum of the song going. It keeps the time and the groove going while my fingers are kind of catching up. And these are things that it's okay when you're first starting to get used to it. But eventually you want to get to the point where you want to be able to just get on it right away. Okay, so that's one way of using a metronome to practice your rhythm playing, okay? And then on more advanced, we'll do a real quick example. I'll keep it at 80 beats per minute. 2 and 3 and 4 and... So that's a funk rhythm. And that's something that's a little bit more advanced. I'm playing with like a D9th chord with a 13th. Is that a 13th? Yeah. So what I'm doing there is I'm going ahead and playing, making sure that I'm on time and always on that beat. Okay. So when you practice with the metronome, it helps you internalize that rhythm. Okay. So even without a metronome. And my foot is actually tapping right now. It's just a natural thing that kind of happens after a while. So that's something that you can practice. Now, in terms of practicing your scales, okay, and timing with your scales, well, let's use that same 80 beats per minute. And I'll use a G minor pentatonic scale, okay, first position. So without this, it's just... If you don't know it, check out the video I did on minor pentatonic scales. You should definitely learn those scales. But playing it on time, I'll play it right now as eighth notes. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And a lot like the strumming, the picking is going to be similar. So down on the 1 and up on the and. Watch this. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So the natural tendency when we're playing is to either speed up or slow down, and you're never going to be 100% perfect with the click, but it will keep you from, you know, veering too far, either too fast or too slow. And eventually you'll fall into the groove and a rhythm with it. So do it a few times, not just once like this, but really let it become a bit of a, what's that word I'm looking for? Not hypnosis, but when you're meditating, let it become a meditation, yes. So that you can just kind of zen out into it and you'll fall into that rhythm. So another way that you can practice it would be triplets. So like that would be, again, keeping the same beat, the same timing. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But instead of one and in between, we're going to play triplets. So it's going to be 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. And that's how you play it. So it's da 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 1 2 3 1 2 3 within each beat. It'll sound like this: 2 3 triplet, 4 triplet. So that's one way of rhythmically breaking it up. You can do it many different ways. You can do it in 16th notes, which would be 3 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... Okay, so that would sound like this. 4. I lost my spot, so 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E. Alright, so that's another way of doing it. You can do it with major scales as well, many different ways. And that's the way you can slowly increase your speed as well. Once you've got it where it's very consistent, you can speed it up. So that was 80 beats per minute. So let's try that. Let's try that with a major scale. So that was 16th notes with a major scale. 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E. Okay, so let's speed that up now. So instead of 80, I jump up to 90 or 100, but let's go to 120 just for fun. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... So I was close. 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2. Okay, good. So normally I'd say build up to that, okay? This is just, we're jumping around for examples, and I just picked up the guitar for the first time today, but that's okay. No excuses. That's the idea. Slowly build your way up, and you can work on your speed that way. Arpeggios, scales, whatever. So that's the way that I would work on a metronome. Now, a way that a lot of jazz guys will work on it, guys and girls, is, let me lower that again. So let's lower it to 60. And what we're going to do is each beat, ignore the high pitch for a second, each beat, okay, is going to be on the 2 and the 4. And we have to sync in with the 1 and the 3 kind of in our head and make sure that we're always landing on the 2 and the 4. And that makes it a little bit more challenging because we don't have that reminder every single beat. It's every other beat now. And it's just on the 2 and the 4 on the backbeat. So it would sound like this: 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll use an A minor 7, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do an A minor 7 to a D7, just as an example. 4, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing a pushed rhythm here, but I'm staying on time. That's the 2 and the 4. 1, 2, 3. So I'll be more straight right now. I skipped a bit there. That's the idea. So I was speeding up a little bit. But take your time with it. Don't shoot a video of yourself doing it and put yourself under the pressure of the camera and the lights. And take your time, make it a meditation, and really practice along with the metronome, even when, you know, let's say you're just jamming along and improvising, not something as straight ahead as a scale. So you can use the 2 and the 4 again. 2, 3, 4, 1, A minor pentatonic. So I was trying to be as close to the pentatonic as possible. I threw in the flat 5, the blues note, and some chromatics there a little bit. But I was varying the rhythm a little bit, trying to stay strictly to just sort of pentatonic-y, bluesy ideas. And you can change that up. So you're playing straight eighths, you're playing triplets, you're playing swinging eighth notes, all that. You can practice that while you're improvising. And those are a couple different ways that you can practice with a metronome to help improve your speed, your dexterity, and really get the knowledge of the guitar under your fingers, but also make sure that you've got great time as well. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys on the next lesson. Remember, check out the suggested video or dig deep into the library for some other great lessons. I will see you on the next one. Take care.